Here is a delicious pasta recipe. Easy to make. It's vegetarian pasta, but you can add any other if you want to add some meat. So here are the ingredients. So this is eggplant. Cut it into small pieces, and I put salt. Main point is to get all the water out. So as you can see, there's water coming out. So I will be putting this on a terry cloth and get the water out. So I have a full eggplant. This is mushrooms. Same thing, we put salt, and I want to get the water out. I had tomatoes, about 3 Roma tomatoes. That's all I got. We are staying home so far with the coronavirus, so I had 3 Roma tomatoes and a 1 regular tomato, so I got about 3 or 4 tomatoes. Recipe calls for feta cheese. I don't have feta cheese. This is mozzarella. Hey, I don't want to run to the store at this point. The next order comes about a week from now, so just mozzarella. A little bit of crushed chilies. If you want a little bit heat, you can add more. Garlic, a full or medium onion. I have a little bit of rosemary, thyme, and oregano. This is just to flavor your oil. And the main thing that you want for this recipe is basil, fresh basil. No fresh basil, so I have a little bit of about a tablespoon of basil. And I'm going to use about 1 pound of pasta. So first thing I'm going to do, get rid of all this water and dry it out. While my pan is getting warmed up, I put a little bit of olive oil, and now I dried my eggplant, got rid of all the excess water, and the mushroom. Also, you can see the mushroom is very little, not much, it's just for flavor. So now I'm ready to go to the next step. My oil is heated. This is just regular olive oil. To that, I'm going to add, this is my little bit of rosemary, thyme, and basil. This is just aroma makers. So I'll let it fry for a little bit. Again, you don't want this to fry for a long time. It just to make the aroma, to get the aroma. Now it's ready. I'm just going to give it about a half a minute or so. Now I'm ready to put my eggplant. This is the star of the dish. So I'm going to let it saute for 2 or 3 minutes. It's been cooking for about 3 minutes or so. It's getting the brown color that I'm looking for. Now I'm going to add my mushrooms. I'm going to let that thing cook as well for about another 2 to 3 minutes. This has been cooking for about 6 minutes. I'm going to remove this to a plate so you can see it's cooked. You got some of them are brown, some of them are not as brown, but that's good. To the same pot, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, just a little, and let it get heated up. I believe it should be quite warm. I'm going to add my onions. Let it sweat for about 3 minutes. My onions are cooked. I cooked it for about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to add a little bit of chili flakes. Now, if you like, you can add more. I'm just adding very little at this point. At this point, I'm going to add my garlic, about 3 or 4 cloves of garlic finely chopped. Again, I don't want it to cook to crisp, I just want it to sweat a little bit. I add a little bit of salt and my tomato, and I'm going to let the tomato soften up. So this may take about 4 to 5 minutes until this is completely all the tomatoes softened up. So I let this thing cook for 3 to 4 minutes. It is cooked the way I like it. It is all the tomato, they are softened up. At this point, I'm going to add the pepper. Well, actually, I can add the pepper once I add this. This is my eggplant and mushrooms. Mix it, and I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. A little bit of fresh pepper. You can add, if you like a little bit heat, you can add how much that you want. At this point I'm adding maybe about half a teaspoon or so. Dish is almost ready. Now all I got to do, add my pasta. So let me get that out of the way. It has a little bit of water. That's okay because you need that. Okay. And all we're going to do, reduce the heat, mix it together. There we go. I'm looking for that color. I mix it a little bit. Now I'm going to add my basil. I wish I had fresh basil, but no such luck. So I'm using whatever that I have. I have some just dried basil. And I'm almost ready to plate this one up. I'm going to mix it. And I have a little bit of fresh parsley. It is frozen, so I'm going to put it here. Again, if you have fresh ones, it will be much better, but this is all I got. Is some frozen parsley. And now I'm going to add my cheese. I wish I had feta cheese, but this is just mozzarella. I got to use whatever that I have at this point. So just a little bit of mozzarella. Here's what's the final product look like. Again, I put a little bit of parsley. If it is fresh parsley and basil, would look much better and much tastier as well. Also, this is mozzarella cheese. It's melting. If you had feta cheese, it would have looked much nicer. Or you can put a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Again, this is all I have, so I had to use what's available in the refrigerator. I tried this. It is absolutely delicious. This is the third time I'm making this one, and previous occasion, it was absolutely fantastic. Variation to this, you can add some ground beef when you are cooking your onions and tomatoes, if you want a little bit of protein. But this is delicious. I hope you guys will try this and enjoy it.